And we're back with you this week on the Jacket Corner. I'm Mickey Shadricks, and a big win last Friday night, the region win for the Oxford Yellow Jackets as they knocked off Chilton County at Lamar Field by a final score of 42-7. Kind of a wild and wacky Friday night due to the weather, but nonetheless a victorious night for the Yellow Jackets. Joined now by Oxford head coach Ryan Herring. And Coach, this was a pretty close game there in the first half. I think you guys were up 7-0. Then we had some lightning and some rain, and I think that put a jolt in your team because you guys just came out after the delay and just dominated this football game. I know you had to be pleased. This is a great way to follow up the loss the week before.
Oh, yeah. It was good to erase the Valley game and get this win in the books. I hope this week it rains again right before halftime when we go down to Opelika. But just a great win, a great job of the kids bouncing back. We started last Sunday, trying to get ready for Chilton, and the kids did everything we asked them to do. We worked them hard, they worked hard, and they went out and they played a great game.
Well, you were playing pretty well to begin with. You got off to a good start in the game, and I know some things you can't explain, but do you know what happened there in that second half? Because you put 5 touchdowns on the board in the second half, I think 4 in the third quarter. What went on during that break?
Well, I'm going to tell you, in high school ball, just like in any league, but in high school ball, momentum's huge. And we caught momentum and just ran with it. Had a couple of big plays. Brody had some great plays. We had a good touchdown reception by Hareem Averett. And defense played in great defense also. A lot of teams, you live and thrive off each other, offense, defense. And I think when our defense kept playing great, our offense just finally found ways to expose them.
All right, we've got all the highlights coming up. Stay with us as we'll head to Lamar Field for the first half. Highlights of Oxford and Chilton County coming up next on the Jacket Corner.
Here's a snap. Brody's just going to keep it, run right up the middle. Brody's got about 9, maybe 3rd and 8 play here. Have a quick little screen, number 4, Jacoby Clinic. He's going to cut it back in the inside. Hey, nobody there to meet him. He's going to take it all in. Oxford Yellow Jacket touchdown with 18 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Snap to number 2. Great penetration right there by the Oxford defense. Going to snuff that out.
And we head out to Lamar Field, a Class 6A Region 3 matchup between Oxford and Chilton County. Coach, so far the weather looks great to begin the game.
Yeah, beautiful weather to start the game off. They start the game off right here with a little play action pass, hit us in the deep flats. We kind of get that corrected a little later on. Then they run the ball right at us. They kind of influenced and pulled the guards away from us and tricked us a little bit, but we end up adjusting a little bit and quit looking at the guards right there. But anyway, finally got them, had to punt the ball. We get back on offense. There's Brody Sire right there doing a great job running the football. Great job throwing a little hitch right here to Jacoby McClendon. And we're moving the ball good. Got a little screen right here. He does a great job of getting back inside where his blockers are coming out and taking it to the house. Not a real smart job blocking behind the ball right there. We got to fix that. But great job throwing, great job getting downfield and blocking by the offensive lineman. Here we are back on defense, just doing a great job running the ball. There's Matt King right there. Matt came in first time ever starting as a sophomore. Did a great job. He's a state champion wrestler, so he's a tough kid anyway. And just right here, everybody's getting to the ball, putting a hat on it. Real proud of the defense. I mean, I couldn't be prouder of how they played, how they ran to the ball. Get the quarterback flushed out right here. Kenny comes, gets his hand on the ball, knocks it out. Connor Sire recovers it. That's how you win games right there, making the other team turn the ball over. Creating turnovers is something we preach every week. And, usually when you win the turnover margin, you win the game. There's Brody right there doing a great job it just seems like he always can make the first guy miss when he gets pressure in the pocket. Just always does a good job. Here we are back on defense. Josh Thomas, boy, proud of Josh. Josh is one of the hardest workers we got. It's good to see him have success out there. He's not very big, but he plays big. Here we are right here, just doing a great job of fitting off the edge right there by Matt King and then finished him up. Like I said, Matt King, first career start, couldn't be prouder of him. Here we are, they throw a little play out in the flats right here, and Janito Allen comes up and just does a great job making a good solid tackle. Short yardage situation right here, just do a great job. Everybody fitting the ball up like they're supposed to, leveraging it. There's Matt King again coming through big gap right there and stopping him on a 3rd and medium. Back to offense right here. Run the buck sweep, and we're reading it out the back end, and Brody does a pretty good job. Gets us 3 or 4 yards right there. Here we are going to throw another quick screen right here, and they play this in a little better right here. Hareem, he tried to get away and then lost his foot right there at the end. Come at us with a reverse right here. We don't do a good job of staying at home on the backside right here, but we end up making a pretty good tackle, keeping them from having a real big gain. Get a little pressure on them right here, and Desmond Cooley. You know, we've been waiting on him to do this all year, and finally Desmond makes a great play, gets him a pick right there. You know, we say interceptions are the biggest stat in football. The more interceptions you have, usually the more you win.
And there you see our what we'll call our almost halftime score, 7-0 when the weather delay hit with about 47 seconds left in the first half. So basically what we're doing here, Coach, is we're showing the highlights up until the weather delay. We'll come back in a moment and show the final 47 seconds, group that with the second half. You only took basically a couple of minute break for halftime because you had a lengthy weather delay.
Kind of remind me of the Decatur game from last year. The wind just came down, the rain came sideways, and then the lights go out. I think when the lights went out, it scared the officials, so they sent everybody to the back to the locker room. But the lightning, of course, you have to take a 30-minute break, and I think we got a couple more lightning strikes while we were taking a delay, so it ended up being probably about a 50-minute delay. So then we come back out, and basically that became our halftime while we were in there. We came back out, finished the 47 seconds, and then started the third quarter.
And what do you do when, you know, you got kids in full pads and, you know, already dirty and sweaty, and now you got to sit in the locker room for almost an hour?
Well, what we do usually, we just call it babysitting. We sit in there with them, and we tell them to be quiet, sit still, be quiet, sit still, and try to keep their mind on the game and not elsewhere. And they did a pretty good job of it Friday night.
How do you deal with the tightening of muscles and things like that? Do you get some fluids? You stretch a little bit?
Well, we have Gatorades and water in there for them, but we just, whenever we get back out on the field, we try to do a good job taking about a 5-minute warm-up period, a dynamic warm-up, and just not much stretching, just warming up, getting the blood flow back going.
Speaking of dynamic, don't want to miss these second half highlights coming up as Oxford pulls away big time from Chilton County. We'll be back with more in the Jacket Corner in just a moment. And we're back in the Jacket Corner. I want to take a moment to remind you of a couple of neat events coming up sponsored by the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation. First off, the 3rd annual golf tournament. This is always a very popular tournament, always has a big turnout, and the weather should be great as we start getting into some cooler daytime temperatures. But this year's tournament is scheduled for Thursday, October the 1st at Cider Ridge Golf Course in Oxford. If you'd like information about putting a team in the tournament, or possibly if your business want to sponsor a hole, you can contact Brad Williams at the number on your screen. You can also email Brad at bwilliams@accmats.com. Now, also coming up on homecoming night on October the 2nd, which is the following night, is the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation golf ball drop. $5,000 up for grabs. You can purchase your golf ball drop tickets at any home game. You can also call 256-591-0932 and also can get more information at oxfordeducationfoundation.org. Coach, we didn't have any band from last Friday night because of the weather. That was unfortunate. The Sound of Champions didn't get to perform at halftime, so we roll right in now to the second half highlights.
There's Kenny Britt right there doing a great job on the slow screen by the running back. Here we are. Yeah, they get one down the field, right down the pipe on us. That's number 15. That's the guy we knew we had to stop going into the game. But anyway, it was right before half, right before time ran out. So, you know, it was okay as long as we made the tackle. There's Brody Sire right there doing a great job on his own read. Then coming over here, you know, Brody's tough now. He's a tough guy. He's kind of a Larry Zonka type quarterback, if that makes any sense.
I remember him.
Yeah. There's Jaquay Calhoun going for a ride. That was fun to watch right there, him being in the air. Here we are right here, just squeezing in a little heavy package. Jaquay did a great job. That was his first time starting too, you know, as a sophomore. So, you know, playing some sophomores out there that are doing a great job, that means the future looks good. There they are on the quarterback power read. We worked on it all week, and we knew we had to stop it, and dadgummit, we just kind of overran it. Then the safety missed the tackle, but we ended up cleaning that up later on. Here we are here. We lose contain right here a little bit, and the guy who's on the receiver man-to-man, he sees the quarterback scrambling, so he leaves his man, and then they throw to his man. That's a touchdown. That's just part of growing up. You know, we did that one time against Gadget City, and we got to clean that up. Missed a chance for a sack right there by Connor, but dadgum, look at him, Josh Thomas. Proud for Josh. I'm so proud for him. Here we are right here. Brody has all that throw. Good protection right here. Good catch. Way to reach down with it right there by Quarion Mason. Moving the ball good right here. Once again, good protection. Boom, hit Hareem Averett over the middle, gets a stiff arm. And that's the fastest we've seen him run. We knew he was tall, but we didn't know how well he could run. And, you know, you never know what load somebody can carry till you attach it to him. And he did a great job right there, taking it in, getting a touchdown. Right here, Ronnie runs right by the guy, and Sears makes a good tackle right here. We're bending a little bit right here, but we don't break any. They're doing a lot of different things right now. We were kind of taking away their two-back run game, so they're having to throw some more play action and bootleg stuff. So we know that we've just got to kind of tailor our defense now to keeping the quarterback from hurting us. Good job throw and catch right there by Brody and Justin Smith. Good second effort by Justin. Here's Brody again. This is fun to watch right here. Kind of, boom, runs through two guys. Next guy hits him, doesn't take him down, finally gets knocked out the 5-yard line. That's what I mean by Larry Zonka right there. If you don't know who Larry Zonka is, YouTube him. Great throw and catch right there with Brody and Jacoby McClendon right there. Jacoby's doing a great job for us. 28-7 right now. You know, we still know we got to stop 15, so we got to stop 15 and got to stop the quarterback. They throw it up right here, and Jacob Sears, we've been waiting on him to make that play, and because we knew he could. He's got the ability to do it, and right there he does a great job. Here's Brody again running the football. Look at him, get some tough yards. I mean, just great yards, and he almost put it in fifth gear, but I guess he decided not to. We joked with him right there on that play. There's Jaquay right here. Good job finding the end zone. You know, a good running back does that. He finds the end zone when you get in that red zone, so real proud of Jaquay. The offensive line doing a great job cutting backside, blocking front side. Right here we got Rod Dorman, and if you were at the game and watched him, you know, you had to love watching Rod in there. He's a great kid, always has a smile on his face. Here's Abe Peoples, ran a little bootleg with Abe. Abe found a way to get out of bounds real quick. I asked him why he got out of bounds. He said, well, he'd give us more plays. But here's Rod Dorman right here. Rod's a little jitterbug now. Rod's not very big, but he's got a big heart. Look at him getting in the end zone. We weren't trying to score. We're just trying to keep it bounds, run the clock out. But, you know, you can't tell a kid not to score when he only gets to play a certain amount of time. You know, you want him to do as good as he does.
Well, 35 points put on the scoreboard in the second half by the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And, Coach, I guess it's obvious this must be the best two quarters you've put together all season so far.
Yeah, it was. Real proud of the offense, real proud of the defense. Defense played great. Besides one play, you know, we're looking at a shutout, and that's what, you know, that's kind of your goal. Your big goal is to always get a shutout. But I'm proud of both sides of the ball. We still got to get a little better in the kicking game, but you know, it was a good win.
Tell you what's standing out for me week to week, you got a good young receiving group, don't you?
Yeah, you know, we're going to probably have all those guys back next year. Quarterbacks be back. You know, Moshe Lyman will be back. So, you know, we ought to get better each week, and the future looks good.
All right, let's take a look at the individual player awards from the Chilton County game. Coach, walk us through them.
All right, this week we got Air Jacket Award going to Hareem Averett. Racehorse Award going to the quarterback, Brody Sire. Highest grade defensive line, Jermaine Taylor. Highest grade offensive line, Brett Houston. Proud of those two guys. Most hits, Kenny Britt. Meanest jacket, we got a tie this week between Q Ford and Brody Sire. Hammer Award, we had several guys get it this week. A lot of guys were tied with one. Josh Thomas, Jermaine Taylor, Q Ford, Kenny Britt, Matt King, Janito Allen. So proud of all those guys. Special Teams Award was Jacob Sears this week. Did a great job punting the ball, especially in bad weather. Had 2 punts of 40-plus yards, so that's awesome. Takeaway, we had 3 guys with 1 takeaway this week, Jacob Sears, Desmond Cooley, Connor Sire. And the Pride Award this week goes to Jackson Phil and Jim. Just did a great job all week practicing. Real proud of Jackson. He moved here from Macon, Georgia. His family's from here, but they moved here from Macon. His sister's Legina Henson and his aunt's Leslie Henson. Most people know the Hensons. But anyway, real proud of Jackson.
Congratulations to those young men for their player awards this week. Well, coming up, a huge test for the Oxford Yellow Jackets as they hit the road again for region play at Opelika. We've got that coming up as well as our player spotlight. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to the Jacket Corner. You know, football games are won, most coaches will tell you, I'm sure Coach Herring would agree, they're won up front, the offensive and defensive lines. And we love to shine the light on the big guys who don't get a lot of attention. And this week we do just that in our player spotlight as Chase Robinson takes a closer look at junior offensive lineman Brett Houston.
The Oxford Yellow Jacket offensive line is led this season by Brett Houston. Houston has been playing football since 7th grade, and for him, it's been an honor to play for the Yellow Jackets.
You know, it's just great to be here and play. And it's a wonderful opportunity. You know, not many people get to do this, and I'm out here every day, and it's a wonderful opportunity. Not many people get to do it.
Brett's probably the most experienced guy we got up front. You know, we ask a lot of things out of him, move him around a whole bunch. You know, pretty much when you find Brett, we're going to find the ball going right now because of his experience, his power. You know, he understands the concept of driving a man and finishing a block. So right now he's pretty important to us up front.
For Houston, he couldn't play before high school because of the weight limits they have in Pee Wee football, but he had his chance to play varsity ball starting in 9th grade, and he tells us some of the memories he's had since then.
I started in varsity in 9th grade, and we had Rock Thomas, and seeing him run, you know, it was just amazing. Now he's at Auburn, and 10th grade we went to the playoffs, and unfortunately we came up short, but it was still just a great memory.
For the Jacket Corner, I'm Chase Robinson.
All right, Coach, I know in high school football you can't sometimes control how big your team is. So I know you like to have a big guy every now and then. You got a good one there in Brett Houston.
Oh, Brett's awesome. He's a good kid, a hard worker, a great player. You know, the thing about Brett is somebody asked me the other day, is he as big as he looks? I said, no, he's bigger. But Brett's unbelievable. He's great in the locker room, great on the field. You know, he's the biggest kid I've ever coached. But he actually can move. You know, he probably could, if he lost about 20 pounds, there's no telling how good he could move. So, you know, it's weird. Usually you want kids to get bigger. Well, with Brett, we want him to lose a little weight. But anyway, he's always got a smile on his face. You know, we're lucky to have him.
All right, time to look ahead to this Friday night's matchup as the Yellow Jackets back on the road for a 6A Region 3 matchup with undefeated Opelika. Opelika is 2-0 in the region as well. Their wins this year over Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Ben Russell, and Pell City. And Coach, they're averaging just under 38 points a game. And you know, a lot of people thought Ben Russell might be the favorite going into the season, but when they got this Bentley kid transferred in at quarterback, you know, his dad is an assistant at Auburn, so he really kind of lit this offense up for Opelika. So talk about the challenge you got with them Friday night.
It's going to be a big challenge. We go down there, and the quarterback can put the ball wherever he wants to. He can throw the deep outs. He can throw, you know, the hard throws he can make. They've got big linemen, good running back, fast receivers. Defensively, what I like about them on defense, they've got 11 guys who run to the ball and they hit. So they're fun to watch. I think the big deal for us is we don't do anything to hurt ourselves. We go down there and we hit and we run to the ball and we take care of the things that we can control. You know, attitude and effort. If our effort's there on defense and we can get lined up where we're supposed to be, you know, and keep the game close in the fourth quarter, hey, it's anybody's game. But it's going to be a physical game, you know. But you know, that's what you want. That's what you like. When you like a physical brand of football, you don't mind playing and people like Opelika.
It'll be a long trip for you this year. I guess the longest so far. How will you handle the day?
We'll leave about 3 o'clock on some Greyhounds, so that'll make the ride a lot easier. You know, and get there about 5 and kind of stretch out, walk around, have some position meetings, and then basically get taped up and get ready for warm-ups.
You know, looking at their schedule so far, again, I just rifled through the teams. They've beaten some pretty good teams. Any weakness at all in this team, or are they solid in every facet of the game?
I think they're a good football team. This is a good game for us. You know, the Gadsden City was a good gauge for us because they're athletic and have speed everywhere. This bunch is the same way. I think this bunch might be a little better on defense than Gadsden City. I think they just might be a little more sound overall than Gadsden City, but you know, they remind you of Gadsden City. Their kids do. So, you know, I really don't see any glaring weaknesses. I see a lot of good strengths, but I look forward to it. And you know, last year they had a good team last year, and we played them a great game. And I think a kick return basically it was 28-21. A kick return, they got kind of separated the game. So we got to make sure special teams that we're on point and we're playing solid. Don't give them anything in special teams. And protect the football and just play fast and play physical.
All right, big matchup this Friday night as Oxford takes on Opelika. We'll be here with you next week for all the highlights. So hope to see you then right here in the Jacket Corner.
In the backfield, running back. fake it to Jaquay. Left up, Brody's going to get the edge, and he's got a seam out here. Got one man to beat.